It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. Thank you so much for sticking around. I told you we'd miss you if you left. And right now, I'm so glad that we get to jump on into a conversation where we are yet again celebrating beautiful women that are doing beautiful things. I am talking about someone that is genuinely a leader and honestly someone who has taken even the UNISA SPL to new heights. Everyone, this morning, we're getting into it with none other than Professor Pumela Msweli, who is here to let us in on what we can expect when we jump on into the second annual Leadership Development for Women in Higher Education Africa Summit, happening from the 10th to the 12th of September at the Sandton Convention Center. And she's the Executive Dean and CEO of UNISA SPL. And I can't wait for us to just take all of this wisdom and celebrate her right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Everyone, let's give her a Feel Good welcome, please. Professor, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Of course. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And I'm so excited because I feel like the summit is going to be such a big moment for women, for Africa, and just as a whole. But let's jump into, firstly, the fact that you as the family are in fact celebrating an incredible 60 years of excellence in business education. And you've even added another milestone with you guys having your recent international accreditation by the Business Graduates Association, which is absolutely massive. Talk to us. What does this achievement mean to you as the family?
Well, just remember that we are now 60 years in operation. Our business school was established in 1965.
Sure.
The first set of students were enrolled in 1965.
Wow.
116 of them. And the first doctoral program was introduced, rather our doctoral program was introduced in 1968. So after 60 years, this is the first time we have an international accreditation.
Wow.
So we are very excited, utterly out of this world.
It's such a big milestone indeed.
It's a huge milestone because now our programs are on the same par as any other program that is internationally accredited.
Wow. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Prof. You guys can be so proud.
We
are. Of course, with us jumping on into the summit that's coming up, I mean, you guys have such a big form of leadership at UNISA SPL in terms of what you teach, what you allow people to even do in terms of the roles that are there. But can you tell us just in terms of, mentoring other women and allowing them to have platforms where they do feel empowered? What exactly do you think are the unique qualities that a woman possesses to have global leadership roles and even stand in those positions?
I think women are more empathetic and we are more collaborative.
Yes.
And we are able to focus on dual roles, focusing on performance, results, while also focusing on relationships. And we have lived experience of living in a patriarchal power structure where our voices don't count as much as our male counterparts' voices. And we bring in a lot of accountability with that experience.
Yes. I think that for me is genuinely what I enjoy about women who are in positions of power, the way that they are empathetic, but also I think that they bring such a different way in which that they not just conduct themselves, but how they treat everyone else as well, which is so special. But this is why you as a leader have been chosen as the keynote speaker at this incredible summit that's going to be happening, the second annual Leadership Development for Women in Higher Education in Africa. Talk to us about what it is that we can expect from it, and who are some of even the guests that are going to be joining you?
Well, it's focusing on higher education. So you'll have vice chancellors. There's Professor Ngambi, a vice chancellor from Zambia. There are CEOs, at least women in the C-suite in the higher education space all over Africa.
Incredible.
There's registrars. There are CFOs. There are professors. So you can expect a spectrum of women leading in the higher education space, sharing their lived experience on how they've navigated the space.
That's incredible. And there are so many different things that you need to be able to navigate a space like that, right? Not just knowledge, but I also think even, like you said, lived experiences, if that makes sense. So can you talk to us about what some of the most critical systemic barriers that African women face when they're in positions of leadership actually are? What exactly is it that they have to almost, get through? But what are some of the success stories that you've seen as well?
I think the biggest systematic barrier is the leaky pipeline that women face to completion, because women are the ones who bear children, who get pregnant.
Yes.
And also weak foundations at early childhood development give them a shaky start. So those systematic barriers that have been determined by our maybe patriarchal system that expects women to take a bigger chunk of domestic labor is probably the biggest contributor to that leaky pipeline to higher degree completion. For instance, you'll see that women do achieve higher degrees, but there's fewer women with doctorates, there's fewer women who are professors. And that leaky pipeline is really as a result of unequal distribution of labor domestically.
So, and I can imagine that these are the topics you guys are going to be touching on at the summit. Can you talk to us? How can we attend and what can we genuinely be all excited about? I mean, I think you touched on it already, but how can we get there and just be a part of this greatness?
Please visit the website of the summit, and there will be the summit will be accessible to everyone on YouTube.
Yes.
And you can still attend. I think people can still attend the summit, but you have to get the information from the website of the summit.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Prof. And congratulations just, I think, on your beautiful story as well. Thank you for being an example of what being a true African leader is.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. You need to make sure that you get to be a part of it as well, Mzansi, from the 10th to the 12th of September. It is happening at the Sandton Convention Center. It is, of course, the second annual Leadership Development for Women in Higher Education Africa Summit that is going to be happening. And trust me, it is something that will be worth it indeed. From these two women to another gorgeous woman in Cape Town, my beautiful married Carissa. Are you still good, my lovely?